Okay, now this is called Electron Configurations, and you need to label it. Now on this side you already have the numbers labeled. You need to also have them on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these are your periods. I think on your periodic table you might have one more. Now down here you're going to have 4F. Whoops. And you're going to have 5F. Okay. Now right here in your transitional metal part, these rows actually were one above. Okay, but because of periodicity, and we're going to talk about that in this chapter. This is actually row 3, row 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so you need to write that in there. Okay. Now, on the left side, this area right here, this is your S's. This whole square over here on this side, this area is your P. This transitional area, the transitional metals, that's your D. And this bottom part, the inner transitional metals, this is your F section. Okay? Tell me how we're doing. Let me pause. All right, now let's go ahead and continue. This, you have different sections because every single element on this periodic table has its own location. It has its own specific electron configuration. Okay, and so I always like to think of an electron configuration kind of like an address. Okay, or kind of like a concert ticket or a sports game. Whenever I go watch the Spurs, I have a ticket. How do I figure out where I sit down? I have a seat number. And before the seat number, I need to look for the row. And before I find the row, I need to look for the section. Very good. I heard it over there somewhere. Okay? So now pick an element, pick anything. Or you know what? Let's use one of the ones that you have on your sheet. Let's look at sodium. That's on your worksheet, right? Sodium is right here. Okay? So now, what period is it in? What's your row?
3.
3, very good. What section is it in?
1.
It's an S. And what seat number? Always start from left to right. S only has 2 seats, right? Kind of like a balcony in the theater. Sometimes you have a row of 14 or 20 seats, and then sometimes you have a little section of 5 seats. And then it goes up to like 2, 3 seats, right?
Was that a 2 or what?
This, yep, you have 2 seats right here. But it's the first square, so it's the first seat. So it's going to stop at S1. Okay? Now, guys, make sure we're off the phones because this is going to take a little bit, but when you're on this periodic table, it's the very first square. We see that? Okay? So now, let's go back. What's my atomic number for sodium? What's my atomic number for sodium? It's 11. Okay? So you see how that matches? Where's iron? Iron is right here. So what's my stopping point?
4.
Look again. Remember that these are 1 less than the outside period. What's my row number? 3. Very good. Bless you. 3. And what's my section? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What's my section? D. Very good. Okay. So my section's D. Now, what square is it?
4.
is the sixth one, right? Okay, because it's, you remember you have to start from this side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you're just always going to go from left to right. Okay, so it's the 6 squared. This is my stopping point. So now let's go to the formula. Cobalt. Let's go ahead and erase this. Cobalt is right here. Right there. Okay? So what's my stopping point?
3.
It's 3, and then what
3D.
section? 3D. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 7th square, right? So that's your stopping point, 3D7, once it's all together, okay? So we're going to stop. We're going to stop at 3S1 because we're looking at sodium, right? Now, here's the formula that you got on your worksheet. That's going to be page 15. You're going to start from left to right. You start from all the way to the beginning, and our stopping point is at 3S. So you're going to forget about everything else. Don't worry about the rest, okay? Now, don't scratch it out on your worksheet. Just you're going to look at the very first part. So here we have 1S, and you copy from left to right. 2S, 2P, and 3S. Now, the last one we're going to do because we're stopping at 3S1, right? Yes? Okay, so now, every S, look at the little worksheet. On the bottom it says S can have up to how many?
2.
2, because there's 2 elements in that section, in each period. So my energy level can have up to 2 there. Now, to get to this particular spot, that particular element, the rest of the elements are going to have a filled energy level, okay? So now S again can have up to how many? 2. Now every P can have up to how many elements? How many electrons? 6. And that's on that bottom of that worksheet. So this 2P is going to have 6 right here. This whole thing and sodium stopped at the S1. So that's why it's 3S1. Because I always get asked this question, ma'am, I'm doing the configuration. This is called an electron configuration. Bless you. And your whole objective is to figure out what the configuration is for that specific element, okay? But I always get asked, ma'am, I'm doing it, but I'm not sure if I'm right, okay? All right, so you can double check yourself. If you look at the top number, I have 2 electrons plus another 2. How much does that equal? 4, very good. I heard that somewhere. 4 plus 6 is 10. And then 10 plus 1 is 11. So now look at your periodic table. Okay, so when your atomic number is the same, and that was 11, my atomic number for sodium is 11, and it equals to what all your superscripts add up to. That's how you know you're correct. Okay? Now, if you use this formula, you can never go wrong. Okay? All right? I know that was the first one, so let's go ahead and start. Go ahead and pick one of the elements that's on that page. Okay? Let me pause this. Let's do iron. It's the next one, right? So let's make this a little smaller. Iron. Now, look at the periodic table. Oh. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to stop at the 3D. Sorry, guys. Always tell me. We're going to stop right here. This is going to be our stopping point. So we're going to forget about everything else. So write your configuration. Go ahead and do that now. 1S, 2S, 2P, 3S, 3P, 4s, and 3d. Now 3d is my stopping point, and we said we were going to stop where? At 3d 6, because iron is the 6th square from left to right, right? Okay, so now you're going to go back to the entire configuration, and 1s is going to have how many electrons? 2, very good. Then the 2s? Then the 2p? 6, very good. Then the 3s? 2. And then the 2p? 6, very good. And then the 4s? 2. This is your entire configuration. Okay? You see how you're using that formula? It's giving you the pattern, right? Because that 1s starts from the very beginning, from hydrogen, and it goes like a snake from left to right. Okay? All right, so what's the next element? Bromine. Okay, I want you to do bromine by yourself, and then I'm going to put it up here, and you're going to check yourself with mine. Okay? So do bromine right now by yourself. So double check your stopping point. Make sure you have the same one. Double check yourself. Now, did anyone get one wrong? Do we have a question on why we didn't get to a certain spot? Double check it. We have no questions? Are we sure? Guys, you're a little quiet. I can't tell whether we got it or not. No one should be plugged in right now. Okay? Guys, I can't help you if you don't tell me if we're stuck somewhere. No one should be on the phone. Okay? We're all okay? Okay, the next one is cobalt, so you tell me what to do. Okay? Start from the beginning, and you're going to tell me what to do. Where is cobalt? Where's my stopping point? Cobalt is the big C and the little o. So let's go to the period. So now here, you know that you're going to stop at 3D. 3D7 is where you're going to stop. Okay? So start from the beginning. Tell me what to do.
So 1s.
Very good.
2s. 2p. 3s. 3p. 4s. And 3d.
And 3D. Very good. Now, because I don't want to forget where my stopping point is, I always put 3D7 because that's where I stop, right? Now start from the beginning. What do I do to 1s? Yep, you're going to have a little 2. So 1s2 and then 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. And that's it. This whole thing is your electron configuration. Okay? That's it. You're just going to basically follow the formula. Okay? And then we're going to go over the spins. Really what these are, every single one of these, is your electron. And so each one has a different spin. And this is going to go with the flame test lab that we're going to do next week. Now, if you haven't given me your lab safety, because that lab is all chemicals, you can't do it without that lab safety contract. Okay? All right, any questions on these? Are we sure? Okay, your assignment, let me put it up here so you can copy.